I really believe what we need today in missions is a pioneer spirit. We have come to the place in our missions emphasis that many missionaries are going where missionaries already are, and that is not wrong, but it's just not enough. The Apostle Paul had a pioneer spirit. He said he was going to go where they had not seen yet and where they had not heard. Today, the world is, half the world is without the gospel. Most of those are Muslim peoples. For instance, the 1040 window has 66 countries in it, all of them Muslim, all of them without God, without the Bible, without a functioning church, and without any hope. With a need like that, we should reconsider where God would have us to go.
We chose the field of Senegal, West Africa, based on Romans 15:20, which says, "Yea, so have I strived to preach the gospel, not where Christ was named, lest I should build upon another man's foundation." It was this pioneering spirit that led the Apostle Paul to take the gospel to people who had never once heard, so that by the end of his ministry, he could boldly proclaim that from Jerusalem and round about unto Illyricum, I have fully preached the gospel of Christ. It is with that same pioneer missionary spirit that we desire to take the gospel to the people of Senegal, West Africa.
God does want some people in Jerusalem, obviously, in Judea and Samaria. But he also wants some in the uttermost. He wants some in the regions beyond. Right now, we have very few people in those areas because it's dangerous, it's expensive, and it's hard. But we need to reach them with the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Senegal's like modern-day Europe or maybe Japan. It's not an easy place to work, nor an easy place to win people to Christ, not an easy place for Christians to live. But the Great Commission did not tell us go into all the easy places in the world. It says go into all the world, preach the gospel to every creature. Senegalese people deal with a lot of fear and a lot of difficulties in trusting Christ. But how would they ever trust Christ if someone is not there to give them a faithful, not only presentation of the gospel, but show them what Christ really does in a life that's changed? So the missionary in Senegal could go to Ivory Coast and see hundreds saved. But the missionary in Ivory Coast could go to Senegal and probably not see as many. So the issue is not how many have been saved, even though a good number have, or how many churches there are, but are we being faithful to the Great Commission that the Lord's given us?
The Islam that you find here in Senegal, West Africa, is not the same as the Islam in the Middle East. The Islam here is a folk Islam mixed with traditions and animism. And it is this folk Islam that has contributed to the resistance of the gospel.
Despite the many obstacles and challenges of evangelizing in a Muslim country like Senegal, we believe the Lord is opening unto us many great and effectual doors to get the gospel to all people in Senegal. Paul not only spoke of a great open door, but he also spoke of an effectual open door. I think a missionary should not only be concerned about how to evangelize the nation to which he is called, but how to be the most effective in reaching that nation with the gospel of Jesus Christ. We believe that God is opening unto us ministries that will allow us to effectively reach Senegal with the gospel of Jesus Christ.
We have a goal to build a ministry center that will house classrooms for teaching English, a men's gym and activity center, a library with Christian books in French and English for students and adults, and a studio for producing Senegalese Christian films. In 2010 and 2011, we hosted 2 mission teams who used teaching English as a means of evangelizing. God blessed their efforts, and we saw one young man trust Christ. We also have opened doors into many local public schools who allowed us not only to teach English in their classroom, but also to share the gospel with their students. If you are considering a short-term missions trip to the 1040 window, consider coming to Senegal and teaching English as a means of sharing Christ.
We have been working in Senegal for many years, but I believe the future of the work is yet to be seen. And when I think back over those years, and difficulties, sure, but many joys, and I could list many of our own kids growing up there, and their friends, and some of those people may never trust Christ, but yet I have hope, and we certainly pray that many of them will. And the future of the work there is yet to be seen.
Join us at westafricateam.com to learn more about how you can become involved in reaching Senegal with the gospel of Jesus Christ.